guys, and welcome to another Formal Friday here on Grace and Obstacles. Today, as you can see, we are not in the nursery. Today we are in my kitchen. So today's video is a little bit different. I'm going to be doing a how-to and review of the Baby Brezza Food Maker. It's one of my all-time favorite baby food props, I guess you could say. We don't use it too often because Amelia, we did baby-led weaning with Amelia, so she wasn't on purees a lot or for a long time. But I always make sure to have, I guess, an emergency backup supply in my freezer in case for some reason she doesn't want to eat what we're having for dinner. I can just pull out the purees and make sure that she's at least having something for dinner. So let's get started. Okay, and so let's start with why the Baby Brezza. Why is it so awesome? And so first of all, the great thing about the Baby Brezza and how it differs from a lot of other baby food makers and such is that it is actually a steam and puree all in one. And so what I used to do is I would steam the vegetables and then I would put it into my food processor or blender, and so I had a lot of dishes. Obviously you can do it that way, that's how they've been doing it for years, but this is wonderful because I can actually put everything in here. I can set a timer for how long it needs to steam, and then as soon as it's done steaming, it purees it right away. And so as soon as that's done, I just pour it into the cube trays, rinse it up really quickly, and it's on to the next one. So that's what's so great about it. And so let's get started. Okay, so let's first go through what you're going to need, or at least what I use. So you're going to need your Baby Brezza Food Maker. You're going to need a little bit of water to go into the steamer. You're going to need your vegetables or fruit or whatever it is that you are wanting to puree at this time. And now we had a leftover vegetable tray from my mom's birthday party, and so I'm just going to use everything that was not used. And so I don't have to go out and buy anything, which is a great way to reuse veggie and fruit trays that end up not getting eaten. If you don't have this, then you're going to need a cutting board and a knife just to cut up the vegetables to put inside of here. And then you're also going to need something to put the purees in. And now I have this contraption here. It has a lid. I got this from Amazon, and I'll put a link in the description below of where I got this, as well as where I got the Baby Brezza. And then you'll also need some kind of a spatula or something to get the food and stuff out of the actual the Baby Brezza. So I think we're going to get started. I think I'm going to start with cauliflower. Okay, and so before you begin, you have to fill the steamer with water. And so on the cup that comes with the Baby Brezza is a line that says max fill, or I think it's 180 milliliters. You fill that with water, and then you pour it into the back, which is the steamer. And now that's if you're doing a full, I guess like a full container of vegetables. If you're doing something like apples or something that has a very high water content, you can cut down on the amount of water that you use so it doesn't make it too liquidy. And also if you're only doing a portion of this cup, you can put less water in it because you're going to need less steam time. And so I'm going to go ahead, the blade is in here, and so it has two little knobs on it that you can match up with the center post. And so then you click this in, and you'll hear it click. And so I'm just going to put all of this cauliflower in here. You can cut it up or you can break it up. Make sure your hands are washed, of course. And so you don't want to fill it too much. That's about a good height there. And then you're going, this is hard doing it backwards, and then you're going to put the lid on, and you need to make sure that it clicks in. If you try and press start on this and it starts beeping at you, chances are that the lid isn't clicked in properly. If you put the lid on, so you have it like this, and you try and put it, click it in that way, this will unclick. So you just need to make sure that that's clicked into place. And so then on the Baby Brezza website, which I will link below, you are going to get, I'll try and show it here, but you are going to get kind of a I guess, a cooking guide that's going to tell you how much of each fruit and vegetable is kind of the most popular, how much of each you can put into the Baby Brezza, so how big, so if it's a half inch dice or if you can put it in whole, and then it also tells you what steam time you need to choose, as well as how much it makes as a puree. And so again, I'll link that down below. And so here for cauliflower, so you need 1/2 inch, you need 1 inch florets, which I kind of did, and a steam time of 15 minutes, and it yields 3/4 of a cup of the puree. And so in order to pick the time, so I hope you guys can see this. So there's a button here where you can steam and puree. I'll do it all together, or you can just steam. And so with baby-led weaning, if you want to give it to them whole, but you want to steam the vegetables first, you can choose just to steam it. And so we're going to do a steam and puree. And so you click on the steam and puree button until you see the blue button go to 15 for 15 minutes. And then you're going to press the green button. And there you go. And so we're going to come back whenever there's about 30 seconds left. I'm going to show you how it switches from the steam to the puree. So I'll meet you back here in a couple minutes. Okay, and so as you saw, it will start to beep whenever it's getting ready to switch from the steam to the puree, and then you saw it go. If you think that it's still too thick or chunky for what your child likes to eat, you can either add a little bit of water into the cup itself, or you can go ahead and try and just puree it a little bit more, because there is a separate puree button on the machine. And now when taking this off, you have to be so careful because it's very hot because of course of all the steam. So you're going to unclick it, pull it off, and then all the steam is coming out of here. So you just need to be super, super careful when you unlock it because it will be hot. As you can see, I'm hoping that's not steaming up the camera. And now you can either choose to take the blade out or leave it in. It's super hot, and so I'm going to leave it in. And then you're just going to take it and put it into whatever container you have. This actually looks like mashed potatoes. And so there's still a little bit left underneath the blade, but it's still a little bit too hot. I don't really want to take it out. Let's see what I can do for you guys. Okay. So lots underneath of there. Put it in there. And these are super easy to get out of here. So you guys can see. You just need to run a little bit of hot water on the back of the tray, and they pop right out. For the fruit, because of all the sugars, they just pop right out. Yeah, so you just put that in there, level them out. And then I usually, if I have a lot of leftovers, I'll just put it into a separate container and then put that in the fridge, because it usually lasts 2 to 3 days in the fridge. And then I'll use that up before I even touch the purees. So there you go. And so while that's steaming and cooking, you can be chopping up all the rest of your vegetables. So you can just have bowls just lined up. ready to go. This cleans out super, super fast, as does the blade. And so there you go. So that's how easy the Baby Brezza is to use. I'm going to go ahead and finish up with the broccoli and the carrots. But some pros and cons of the Baby Brezza just to kind of finish things up. So the pros, as you saw, it is so simple. You just chop, put it in, it does all the steaming, purees, you just have to dump it into your container, clean up, and on to the next one. Some of the cons, I don't have a whole lot of bad things to say about the Baby Brezza. Only thing is that you really need to make sure that when you're done using the Brezza, that you make sure that you empty out and clean as much of the water out of the steamer as you can, or else it starts to calcify inside and you start to see little like white things kind of building up inside. So just make sure that you keep it clean. The other thing is the blade. If you're using something that is super thick and sticky, such as prunes, which you can definitely do in the Baby Brezza, which we've done, I found it was very difficult to get the food out of the middle of the blade. Just hand wash it and you should be fine, but just make sure that you're always looking inside of here, or else the food can start to build up and it doesn't work as well. And so yeah, so even some things in our daily vlogs the other day, I did raspberries in the Baby Brezza. You don't even have to steam them. You can put them right in, hit puree, purees it right away. Same as bananas, avocado, throw them in there, and you're done in like 2 seconds flat. So that's it, guys. That's my how-to and review of the Baby Brezza. In my eyes, it's an A+, absolutely 2 thumbs up if you're gonna do purees. Like I said, we didn't even do many purees. We did mainly baby-led weaning, but I always like to have a nice emergency stock in the freezer in case I do need to pop something out for her to eat or to take with us or something. So I think it's an absolute must. It typically runs around between $100 and $120, depending on where you found it. I found it on sale on Amazon for around $85, and so I jumped on that. Again, I'll post a link below where you can find it on Amazon, as well as where you can find these nice little trays on Amazon, as well as the link to where you can find all the different cooking times for the different foods for the Baby Brezza. And so if you like this video, guys, give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed, we do daily vlogs with my family, my husband and my daughter, from Monday to Sunday, and 4 more Friday videos every Friday. And so if you haven't subscribed, press that subscribe button if you want to keep following us. Leave a nice and friendly comment below, and we will see you next Friday. Bye, guys.